Hey everybody, so today we're going to focus in on one of our favorite RV renovation projects, and that is how we framed out our interior RV windows. Now this is a project we wanted to accomplish before we even hit the road, but we ran out of time, and as a matter of fact, if you see any of our old photos from before, you may notice white paint all over the black trim on the windows, and that's because we were planning on framing them out and figured that'd be covered up, and it took us a little while and that didn't happen, but now it's accomplished, and here we are. We're going to show you how to do it. Now, as we looked around for different ways to accomplish this, we didn't find too much information, so we considered a couple options, such as screws or pop rivets, and ultimately we decided to use our nail gun, and that's because we used it for our backsplash and a couple other projects, and it was really easy, worked well, and it wasn't as permanent as, say, some of the other options. Now, a little disclaimer here is that we're not sure if this is the most legit way to go about it. Now, for us, it's worked great. Everything's holding up and doing just fine. But if you have other suggestions for how to go about this project, we'd love to hear about them in the comments below. But anyway, let's dive into how we framed out our windows. Before we dive into showing you exactly how we go about framing out our RV windows, we did want to touch base on the supplies that we're going to be using. So first off is our level. We're going to use this mostly for the first piece that we set so that the rest can follow that level playing field that we set it up for. Second is our Ryobi Airstrike, which is our nail gun. Next is our tape measure, which I can't overstate the value of this. We're going to use this when we're putting up the side pieces and the bottom piece to make sure that everything's centered. And then next up here, you can see that we have our wood. Now, we've already cut our 4 pieces to the size that we need them to be, and we also went ahead and stained the wood. However, one thing that we did notice is that these are 1x3 pine, and we're going to use them all the way around. But after looking at it, we realized that with the 1x3, there is a little gap in between the wood and the ceiling. And if you're going to go about this, doing this in your RV, we'd suggest maybe if you find yourself in a situation like that, maybe even get a 1x4 instead of 1x3 so that it goes all the way to the ceiling, and then that'll just give it a better look. We didn't do that. We have what we're going to work with, but we're going to use it. And then the last product or last supply we have here is our basswood. You can pick it up at any local craft store like Michael's or something like that. But what it is it is a crafting wood, and it's really thin and easy to cut, so you can use like scissors, just really easy to work with. But the reason we have this is because when we attach our 1x3 pine pieces around the window and onto this RV window frame, this actually sticks out about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch, leaving a gap in between the wood we're going to be putting in place and the wall. Now the thing is we could have went without this, but when we did that, it would have actually tilted every board just a little bit. And at the same time, by sliding this in between our wood piece and the wall, it's going to make a spot that's not open, but a spot that the nail actually has to go through, creating more friction and hopefully making it more stable. But anyway, that about wraps it up for the supplies we're going to use to frame out our RV window. Let's go ahead and dive into how we're going to do it. Alright, so the first thing I did was measure both sides and make sure that it's in the right position. Now I'm going to grab my level and try to level it out. Alright, so what we just did is we leveled it out. We made sure we were straight on both sides, and then we took our basswood, we slid it down in there, put a couple nails to secure it and get it in place, and now this is up here, and Our lifting up drawer still works, so that's a plus. But now we'll go ahead and now since we have the basswood in on the bottoms, we'll go ahead and secure the bottom of both our vertical boards, and then we'll take and at the top slide our basswood in and secure the top. Alright, so a quick thing we wanted to note about using the basswood. Now this side I haven't secured yet, but well, you can't really see it, but right here in this gap that we have where the bottom piece hangs over a little bit, some of the basswood hangs over as well. Now you could, if you wanted, cut that beforehand. What we decided to do was actually use the piece in a square, put it in position. It kind of lets you see where it's at the same time, but then afterwards I just take my knife and easily cut down the basswood and cut out the little piece that's showing. But anyway, let's keep going. Alright, so that about wraps it up for how we framed out our RV windows. We definitely think it made it look so much more homey in here. Our only really problem with this whole process was that we wish we would have been able to do it when we wanted to before we left. But now that it's up, we're really happy with it. We really hope that this helped you guys out. If you do have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to leave them below or visit us over on the website. And make sure to check back here in the future. Now that we've framed out our RV windows, our roller shades don't fit the way they used to. So we're going to be coming up with a new way that we can make those shades work and maybe even repurpose them a little bit. But we'll shoot a video on that here in a little bit. So check back for that. Anyway, again, I really hope this video helped, and if you have any questions, let us know. Thanks for swinging by today, and we'll see you again soon.